Hello, welcome to SJU and a very, very happy Friday to every single one of you out there watching us. We're gonna have a fun show today. You want to know why? Because I have these amazing gentlemen with me. I've got Dan Murrell sitting in the. What are you in there, Dan?
I am aboard a Snoke's Star Destroyer,
Ah,
and I've just heard some very exciting news about the parentage of one of your favorite characters.
Oh my gosh.
oh,
That's Snoke ship.
thrilling. Did Scoops get a Snoke? Did Snoke?
Scoop. I you keep asking me for information on Scoops. I cannot give away that
Right.
information. It's privileged information. If I were to give it away, then his whole mission would be compromised.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Joe Starr, you're joining us from the land of
The Grey Havens, Roth. I'm
the.
getting on a boat with Gandalf, and I'm going to a better, more elf-filled world.
Oh, beautiful. Can I come, please? And you're just kind of hanging out in the Aurora Borealis there, Spencer.
Yeah, it's Aurora Borealis at this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within my bedroom.
Yeah, 100% natural, nothing weird about it, even remotely. Well, later we'll get to talk about Zoom sexism and the fact that I can do none of this. But for now, we need
Just
to
the
talk
Northern
about.
Lights, Roth.
It's on my bucket list, and I'm quickly thinking I will not make that particular bucket list item.
I think you should just do this whole show in that Predator background.
Okay. Do you guys want to see? So this is what these gentlemen can do. They can play movies behind them. Basically, they have the ability to make a feature film in their Zoomisms.
This
They
is
can do
actually the
that,
end of Return of the King playing. It's just so slow you can't tell.
and I can be a predator.
I think you should do the whole show like that.
Yeah.
I can be a predator, or I can be sort of in space.
Oh, an
if
alien
I,
and a predator.
yeah, if I hit the exact
What
right
happens when they versus?
This is look at this
Oh,
is my
perfect.
favorite thing. I have space slips.
I think you should do the whole show with space lips.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Is that attractive?
To some, to others, no.
The show has now just become when I FaceTime with my nieces and nephews, and they don't say anything. They just filter through backgrounds and like cat faces.
It's more interesting than talking to each
Do you guys think this is sexy?
Got space lips.
Look, wait. Okay.
Oh boy.
All right. Coming back. I've got a handle on our show. I've got a handle on everything. No worries. Mama's in charge. We're going to talk about Netflix, knowing when you poop, and they know what you did last summer because we are adults. This is via the website Reincubate. And this is actually a pretty interesting study. It's not something we haven't talked about before in terms of Netflix tracking our data. However, there's a little more information about how you can track what they're tracking, and it gives us a scope for what they're looking for. Some of it was a little bit surprising. Most of it, you would imagine, is what they're looking for. So basically, they wanted to expose or shed some light onto how Netflix is tracking their user data. So to achieve this, they extracted Netflix data from 5 millennials who were big Netflix users from their phone. They use the iPhone backup extractor to pull out raw data stored by Netflix, the Netflix app, in each user's mobile device. And this is the thing, you can do this yourself. So you can see what data. I don't know if you're able to do this. I would not know how to do this myself. This is what would be like not a millennial, but a boomer moment for me where I would call Billy the business and be like, what do I do? Sounds hard. And then you can kind of analyze the data that they're extracting. But they pulled raw data from each user, and this is what Netflix was looking for. Some of it you would think: most watched categories, most watched lists, total number of hours spent watching Netflix, number of minutes spent watching each flicks. Now, flicks is their term for films or shows on Netflix. The title, episode description, and type of content, movie or episode, date last views, the flick's complete or unfinished, whether the user is the Netflix account owner or whether they're sharing the account. So their recommendation system accounts for 80% of the content streamed on the platform. We're going to get into this. But first off, we have an important question from Eric Goldman. Are we just going to accept that Netflix refers to their shows and movies as flicks?
Is flicks or content the worst word?
I don't know.
Because content like bugs me on like on a fundamental level, but something about saying flicks bugs me on a Charmin Bears level.
Something about Netflix calling The Irishman flicks really sticks in my craw. Like, oh yeah, what's better, the Roma flicks or the Irishman flicks? It's all flicks. It's not all flicks. Stop it.
I'm not as bothered by flicks. It at least denotes like a moving image. Like it kind of tells you like that it's a film or television series. And like I've been known to say like, oh, it's a good flick, from time to time.
I think flicks sounds like a kid that bullied the Bad News Bears.
I just want to note for the record, because you guys aren't reading this, Flix is like the abbreviation of Netflix. So it's Flix, Flix.
Yeah.
And it's just, I get it. And I'm sure it's a great internal use. Does it feel smug? First of all, Joe Starr, your eye is gold. Like it's like your eyeball is a gleaming golden ball emanating from your brain skull.
The blood of Rivendell is in me, Roth. I'm dissipating along with Elrond. I do think it sounds smug, and I wonder if at the actual Netflix office, where you got to use cool terms and jargon in Silicon Valley, if everyone's required to call it flicks and everyone says flicks constantly, and it starts to sound like a Number Wang sketch.
That's Number Wang.
That's
flicks. That's Number Wang. 0.7 flicks. That's Wanganum.
They got through 75% of 80% of 90% of our recommended flicks, and they got through 62% of 52% of 92% of our non-recommended flicks. Analyze that, biatch. Flick it. That's how those meetings go, don't you think? That's a business meeting.
I felt like I was there. I find content still to be the most egregious, but yes, it is smug. Does Hulu call their programming lose? We know what Quibi calls theirs. They're little quick quibbies, little quick bites.
Nearly dead.
Yeah. Amazon Primies. Our Primies, they streamed a lot of Primies.
Our little Primey babies.
I like to think that Hulu calls them Lulus. How are Lulus doing this week?
Oh, that's actually real sweet. And I gotta say that Hulu has some really, really great hidden gem Lulus.
Yeah.
That you guys should be watching that maybe we'll talk about sometime. Well, let's talk about the data tracking. I mean, again, none of this is particularly surprising, and we know historically, first of all, every site is always tracking our data. Amazon is certainly tracking your data really closely. And Billy Business and I were talking about this the other day, and he's like, hey, it's actually pretty useful. They're telling me when I'm running out of toilet paper. Pretty soon, Alexa is just going to be like, you're one paper towel down, Billy. One paper towel down. So I don't know. I think that there is an argument between sort of the convenience of it and whether or not it's effective or not, and the complete privacy invasion where they can see where you are in the world and things like that when you're watching, which is why Joe Starr absolutely pointed out they probably know when you're watching when you poop.
No, they absolutely. I mean, there's got to be analysts at every streaming service who take that data and they're like, here's a number of times they paused. Here's how long. We can surmise that was 2 snack runs and 3 pee breaks, or based on your age. And yeah, they have to be keeping those things in account. Like here's how many episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine an average American is willing to watch and hold off their poop before they finally take it. Like, that's data somebody wants.
Do you think that if there are data points that demonstrate like pee holding data points indicating that the content is so gripping that you'll hold your pee for like 5 to 10 minutes longer, do you think that there are bonus points for creatives around that?
Yeah. Now, I don't want to give them ideas, but I would actually be fascinated. Like, I guess this study or whatever was just people who watch Netflix on their phones, which, okay, you do you. But it's like, if you could be tracking people while they watch Netflix on their television, but they also have the Netflix app on their phone, and you've already granted it permission to run your entire life, if they could check how many times you check your phone while you're watching Netflix on your TV. And see like, they don't even look at their phone when they're watching Mindhunter, but during Nailed It, they're barely watching. So that would be interesting data.
What if they had also, adding on to that, they're tracking your computer usage, your phone usage, and your Netflix usage, so they know when you're actually just put something on in the background and you're working, but then you got bored from work and you started tracking your phone in order to avoid the work. And then you tuned back into Netflix in order to avoid your phone and the gapping hole of humanity that is Twitter. Dan Murrell.
Yes.
Do you find that they're good at recommending things to you?
I've not particular. I mean, I guess a little bit. I don't know. It's. I have a weird. I go in dribs and drabs with Netflix. I watch so many different things that I'm not always consistently on Netflix. So I usually come in, I'll binge something all the way through, and then I'll be gone for a little bit. So I think I kind of confound the Netflix algorithm a little bit. But even when I use Netflix more, not particularly. I actually liked it more when you could rate things. Like when you could actually say, give them a degree of how much you liked something. Like I liked this 5 stars or 3 stars or 2 stars. But since they went to the binary up down metric, which I think part of it was they were getting pressure from people like, because comedy specials a lot of times would consistently be down, like get 1 star. So they changed it. I found that since they went binary, it's not nearly as good as at recommending things that I would like. It's just the same genres over and over again. Yeah. Plus now they have things that they're invested in pushing. Like it used to be, it was all third party stuff. So they were giving you stuff that they thought you'd like because, this is all stuff that they have licensed or bought or whatever. Now, like they have to balance that with like, well, we're always going to put our stuff up top because we're invested in you watching it. So yeah, no, I'm not overly impressed with the Netflix recommendation system because I think it's just the water's been muddied too much.
Spencer Joe, do you get what you want from that Netflix?
I do feel like, there's a limit to genre recommendation, right? Like we cranked through Sex Education because it's a fantastic show and you should really, really watch it. But then I get a row that's like, hey, Sex Education's a show about high schoolers. Do you want to watch Saved by the Bell, the new class, or the newer class, or Degrassi Generation 8? And no. They're just the weird little arbitrary, like, this is a high school show, or this show had a murder in it, or this show is British. Like,
Yeah, I don't. I just make it a point to not turn on Netflix or anything if I don't know what I'm going to watch, because that becomes your evening with my wife and I is just scrolling endlessly through the things. Scrolling. So you gotta scrolling. What? So you got to kind of figure out ahead of time, and that's where people like friends and family come in handy to be like, what have you watched recently that you liked, and then we go seek that out in particular. Algorithms are pretty hit and miss.
There was only a group of trusted internet personalities.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So by that measure, we are the friends in the family to the internet.
My little movie, my friend's movie club, we're going to watch Soap Dish tonight, Roth. Very excited.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I hope you like it. You're totally going to see the thing that I said does not hold up at all.
That's true of every movie pre 1990, the 2008.
Yeah, you have to tell me what you think next week. Let's revisit. Remind me to revisit Soap Dish because I wonder if you'll think it is funny. I still think it holds up. I still think it's really, really funny. So excellent. I think the interesting thing also about data mining, other than it's too late, it exists everywhere. There's a life model decoy of every single one of us on some island somewhere that is vastly superior, that is, probably soon to be replacing us. But outside of that, I think there are interesting privacy laws emerging, certainly in Europe, starting to emerge here. And I think that what they're trying to do is silo the ecosystems. I just said that and I'm a little ashamed. I'm going to punish myself with some kind of Zoom situation. But the good news about that is that I worry about when I'm on like Amazon Prime and I have all my different apps. open because they already know when I'm buying my turkey jerky and they already know what I'm reading. And I know there's been articles about how much they're tracking that the same way Netflix tracks what you watch. They're tracking what you read, how long you read it, when you finish, the same kind of algorithms. And then so I think on Amazon Prime that has all these different apps attached to it. I'm like, I feel like you see me and you know me, but to your point, Dan, the interesting thing about that is that the recommendations aren't always on point still. So I guess what I'm asking us is there a limit to computer intelligence?
No.
Yes.
Oh, no.
No, this is the Faustian bargain we have all struck. We want things delivered to our doorstep. Do we want an almost limitless a library of television and movies available at the touch of our finger? This is the price. They're going to know when you poop. They're going to know when you pee. They're going to know what you eat. They're going to know when you eat. They're going to know how you eat. They're going to know when you go to work and where you work and how long you go to work. Like this is the price. If you don't want to do any of these things, then you can go to the store on the weekends and find a movie a rental place and etc. But this is the price of beyond the actual dollar price. This is the convenience that we ask for. This
is the business we've chosen.
This is the business we've chosen.
Exactly. The weird thing is I think they really want to rub it in our face too, because like we bought a Ring doorbell and then after we had conversations out loud in the house about Ring doorbells and looked up Ring doorbells and bought a Ring doorbell online, after it was installed, then because the internet was like, okay, Ring doorbells, then all of a sudden we were just getting articles about how much information Ring was recording. Well, so it's just like they're just rubbing it in your face. They're like, we heard you got a Ring doorbell. Do you know what you're giving us now? So feel real good about that.
I will say I do sometimes get some kind of convenient reminders on my phone. And I also think it's interesting how it'll teach you about the behavior of other people, right? Who maybe are slightly less savvy about algorithms than most people are fairly savvy. I'll give you an example. My boyfriend, who's probably listening to this, I love you, sweetheart, eventually was telling me about all these ads he was getting for like different cat toys. And this was like, after we'd gotten our cat and I'm really more the animal person. On Instagram, and that led me to realize that he was searching for different cat information. And that led me to realize that he loved our cat so much. And that led me to feeling really good about it. So all I'm saying is that the algorithm can do some kind of good, though it is ultimately really, really terrifying in terms of the implications. And I am glad that there are privacy laws emerging around it. I think that what it'll mean is that it's harder to get that full human imprint picture that Google currently has for these different places. And all they can really do is start to make an assessment based on what they do individually. Does that make sense?
It do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do you guys watch cat stuff on Instagram?
Yes.
I don't use Instagram very much, so I have to change that apparently now. I've been told I have to start using it.
Oh, you definitely do. And TikTok, Dan.
Yeah, start TikToking.
No, TikTok is where I draw the line.
I think you have to TikTok now.
I'm not going to be the old man on TikTok.
The TikTok train has sailed.
Is it done already?
I mean, it's like if you don't have a big talk at this point, like you're not gonna blow up.
I said a tick-tock, tick-tock, and you don't stop.
Joe, are you saying that you are a Dorothy with that image? Because I would agree with that, actually.
I think I'm a bit of a Dorothy. Actually, mainly I'm trying to sacrifice myself so you don't see the mangled mess of humanity she's about.
Oh no,
Joe, you're a Blanche and
total Blanche.
Yeah. I am Blanche, but I just don't wait to see Dorothy like all Ripley Alien Resurrection style going, kill me.
I am 100% no doubt about it, a Sophia. In every realm of reality. Every day I take on my final form, which is Sophia. A little bit more. I think you, Spencer.
I'm in the dark universe.
Yeah, I think you are. You're the invisible.
The visible man.
The visible man. All right, good. So can I ask you guys a question about this iPhone backup extractor? First of all, did you have any idea that this existed, and what % likelihood are you going to use it to find out how other apps are tracking? Like, is it just what I'm not clear about is it just Netflix that you can pull out and figure what they're tracking, or is it every app on your phone that you could make that assessment? with the iPhone.
Probably find everything if somebody bothered. I don't watch Netflix on my phone, or really much video aside from like YouTube. But I guess I'd be curious. But I mean, come on, you need a burner phone to do anything interesting on. So there's really nothing on my iPhone that would be
What are you
interesting.
doing? Oh my God!
Have you seen The Wire? It's like lesson number 1 is use burners.
True.
Only if you're a criminal, Spencer.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a blurry line.
I don't watch, and that's my final question. You guys, Dan and Joe, chime in on the extractor. I do not watch any video on my phone at all. Like I never do. I don't like the experience. I can't see it. I don't enjoy it. Do people really watch entire films on their phone?
Some people do. I'm with you. I mean, YouTube, yes, but I don't think I have one time ever opened Netflix on my phone. I mean, I probably opened it, but I've never sat and watched anything. I mean, some people do, like Mara does all the time. If she's on the go and she just wants to listen to something, like, she'll have Parks and Rec or something playing, like for her to listen to. But as far as sitting down to watch a movie on the phone, never. No.
Oh.
But a lot of people do.
Joe, Spencer. Well, Spencer said you don't. Joe, do you watch video on your phone?
Yeah, I'm not a video on the phone guy. I'm a podcast on the phone guy when I'm
Well, yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, not a video on the phone guy.
But I remember I talked about this on one of, I think, the first SJU's pop theater. Here, I'll bring it up. I love watching films on my phone like this. This is the only way that it becomes like a worthy movie-going experience.
I forgot about pop theater.
Yeah,
How do you have all of those images just readily available?
I'm on the internet, I'm online. I'm extremely online, Roth.
All right, man.
Oh no.
It's a free.
We used to go
the Gungan party. Opa Gungam style.
Try to get a picture of that big glowing orb.
It's right. Can you see it? It's right over my shoulder there on the steps of the Capitol. Yeah.
That is amazing. Sexism.
I think it may be camera. I think there might be a camera thing there too.
Cameraism.
Fine. Rothism. Zoomism.
If you tried a different room in your house, I truly think that it would work better.
That didn't work.
The hard line in doesn't stretch from any other room in my house.
Well,
I'm in a corner of my living room that we have built for me. And my kitchen is here, my TV is here. It's very sad, you guys.
Get you a green screen.
Get me a green screen. Yeah, get me a green screen. Open up that budget, man.
Yeah.
No, just take like a yoga mat or something and just like tack it up behind you. That's enough.
Do you think that would work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
like
just some solid color. Yeah, that's different enough from you.
Okay. I mean, I am every color, and also none at all. I'm basically.
There's Scarlett Johansson. We got a real Scar Joe over here.
I am basically. I'm basically the days of the week now. I'm all of them and none of them at once.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, like we've been talking about, one of the things that you obviously sign the privacy releases, but one of the research suggests via the New York Times that even when viewers try to shield their information, it's tracked without their permission and shared with corporate giants like Facebook, Google, and Netflix. So that they can work with advertisers to talk about. That's really where the money in data is reporting back to advertisers about buying behavior and targeting around that. Not so much for Netflix because that's subscription based, obviously. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out over the next few years because there are more and more privacy laws currently in place, which I hope to. We'll get into that too more on another day, but I don't want to. Do you want to dwell on data longer, guys, or do you want to move on?
Let's move on. They all know everything about us anyways. It's the genie's out of the bottle, Roth. Toothpaste is out of the tube.
But I guess just what I want to make clear broadly is that I am fully willing to work for any one of these organizations and sell right out, and I'll mine that data too. Good. Excellent. So, oh my God. Oh my God, Joe.
It's been a weird Friday.
Joe has become vampire.
Eddie Murphy came to my home.
Got him all the way here on Naboo.
Oh boy.
Roth disappeared into Forks and our
Oh, she's a new mutant.
No.
I'm trying to be Maisie. No, but then I'm rejected, and then I just become me again. All right, fine. Going into space. Here we go. Thank you guys for liking, subscribing, and enjoying our channel. It truly does mean the world to us, and it's how we get to keep making these wonderful, ridiculous videos for you that we so enjoy, and we hope that you enjoy too. This is a bananas time, as you can see from every experience on this show, and we're doing our very best to bring you entertainment and space slips each and every single day of the week. So please do hit that bell. Please do like and subscribe. It really does mean the world to us, and it's what allows us to keep doing this for you and for your entertainment and your enjoyment, which we hope you are entertained and enjoyed right now. Just trying to bring a little smile to the world. We also are going to have these new formats like we've been talking about. We released one this week, a video on Ahsoka from a friend of the channel, Riley, who is lovely and wonderful. So please do check it out, give it a like, give it a share. We're going to have more coming at you in the coming weeks. Just to be a little clear, the plan in the future is to have distinct days so that we would have SJU on 3 days of the week, and 2 of those days we'd be alternating these formats for you during the time that we are at home and production is off during COVID. That said, over the first couple of weeks, I'll be very, very transparent. It's going to be a little bit of catch up for us as we try to get this new production pipeline in order. So it'll be a little less methodical which days we have SJU and which days we're doing other formats in the first couple of weeks. But after that, we'll probably lock it down to a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday SJU situation and a Wednesday and a Friday format. But we're flexible. We want to hear from you. We want to check in with the people, but please, please, please do continue to like and support both what we do in these formats on SJU and our other shows. And also, this is our opportunity to share some of the voices of the freelancers that we love so much and have worked with on the channel and their perspectives and their work. So we definitely really want to support that as well at this time. Give it a little love. Thank you. We also want to use this platform, as you know, to call out to things that we really believe in. We've been calling out to direct relief. I'm going to take this off now because I want to be respectful. To direct relief, which is working with health authorities, nonprofit organizations all over the world to bring much needed protective equipment and support to the medical workers right on the front lines of COVID. I can't turn this off, you guys. This is so embarrassing. Oh, there it goes. Excellent. Now that I'm done calling out to the charity, my God, I'm a monster. I'm so sorry. I really do believe in this organization. I've talked about this before. We've all talked about this before. Now more than ever, it's very, very clear that each and every one of us has an impact on the other. And I think the thing that I'm taking to heart in this time, there's a lot of hard moments, and I think we're all having our ups and downs with it. But the thing that I'm taking to heart in this time is how much I see people in communities reaching out to support each other. You wish that would be on a grand scale. I certainly wish that would be on a grand scale, and the people that really have loads of money and loads of power to do good and help us shape this moment in time so that it's as carefully thought about, as painless as possible for as many people as possible. But I see things like, and forgive me, you guys will tell me his name, but the founder of Twitter, he donated $1 billion to help COVID, and that was like 38% of what he had. It's a massive chunk of money. I mean, yes, he has a couple $1 billion left, and like that's plenty for anyone. But still, I think that we're seeing these moments and these acts of philanthropy and care, and it's very, very, very heartening to see. I didn't know I was going to say all that, but it's what came out. It happened. It was organic. And now to fan questions. Joe has a song for fan questions.
Fan questions. They're questions asked by fans. We answer them at the end of the show.
Good.
That was like a Bond
Like
song for a minute.
Yeah, it was.
Question.
They're the fans with some questions. Sometimes they're dumb.
They're never done.
We're dumb more often than the fan.
More often than not, we're the
we
dumb
take the
ones.
dumbness and run with it. It's a dumb party.
It's an interactive. It's symbiotic. Joe,
Yes.
spouse asks us, what is the first thing you're gonna do when this is all over?
Come to work, probably. Come to our new office is probably the first thing that will actually organically happen. As soon as we're given the go ahead to leave the house, I will come see our new digs, the new doll factory that we live in, like in Wayne's World 2.
Supposedly really going to be cool.
Yeah, I'm psyched. Like the mock-ups, at least. It is very Wayne's World once they got money, so that'll take some getting used to. But I'm excited to rock out in there. And yeah, I think that like I'm not going to go out anywhere until like I'm forced to by work or family. So it'll probably be the office too.
Sick, so sick.
Just to give you guys some context for that, so in early April, we were supposed to move into a new studio that was already planned. So we were planning a work from week home. It's become 3 months, obviously. But we have this amazing, like well-lit, fancy, tricked out new studio. And we're going to go from this situation that we're currently in right now, which is like, hang on. It's this. We're going from I am the Golden Gate Bridge in a Zoom call to this like amazing fancy new studio. I think we're gonna have to adjust tonally.
Oh yeah.
Are we gonna look, it's always my lips that become that's so weird.
I do want to say that Spencer has maintained this so long that I now think this is his room.
Oh, the pop theater guy? Yeah, that's my roommate. Steve.
What's he watching?
Tiger King. He's really into it. I don't want to disturb him.
I'll be staying. I picked, I guess, the perfect time to transition to a career where I work mainly from home because I'm here on Mustafar. I'm staying here on Mustafar. Yeah. I'm anxiously awaiting pictures of this promised land because I've heard so much about it. I hope it's cool, and I'll come by and visit. But honestly, the first thing I'm going to do probably is I'm sure Mara and I will pick one of our favorite restaurants and go have a nice meal, sit down meal there, and just enjoy being out to eat. And obviously, when movie theaters are safe again and open again, I am highly anticipating a return to watching movies in a theater. So I think perhaps if they coincide at the same time, then a nice date night dinner out and a movie will be a wonderful return to some form of being normal. And then, but I'll also largely remain working from home. So all kinds of new adventures.
Well, I think when this is all over, first of all, I'll be going to and throwing every kind of celebratory party possible. I think probably we'll still be in a moment in time when we need to be supportive of other people around us in the world. I'll be grateful if I'm in a position that I'm able to do that. I'll be very grateful for that if I'm in that position at that time. And I'll be very grateful if I'm in a position at that time to go out and do things and celebrate and take part in the world and help support kind of like us getting back to normal. But what I would love to be able to do, honestly, is travel. And I know that's highly ambitious and it's probably going to be a while, but it's my favorite thing to do in the world is travel and see new places. It like the longer I go without doing that, the more unhappy I am as a person. I hadn't done it a lot in the last couple of years because I had done it for work for many years previous to that. And I just haven't been in that position. I've been doing different things for work that have meant that I've been stationed in one place, managing through things. And so I haven't traveled that much. And in this moment, really crystallized how much I love it. I've been trying also to be more careful about money and things like that. So if I'm able to travel, that will be the thing that really brings me the most joy in the world. Just to go somewhere, maybe to the Aurora Borealis, Spencer. Maybe I'll go to Iceland. What do you think?
Ooh,
Sounds like a plan. Yeah, that's I recommend it. They're beautiful this time of year.
Have you actually seen it in person?
No, I have not.
Okay.
No.
Alaska, Iceland. It's honestly Springfield, Illinois, for example, and then you get to have a beer
or steamed ham. Yeah, it's up
or
to you.
ham.
Yeah.
Well, I think you get a ham and a beer.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Or a Krusty Burger, allegedly, but that's just a rumor.
There's 3 meals a day, man.
Yeah.
Nothing stopping me from having all of it. You got choices. So Stephen H. asked, at what point during this quarantine do I brave the unknown and attempt to cut my own hair? Good question. A month and a half. This literally came up 3 times today for me. I think, Joe, your best position to answer this?
probably like a week out.
Mm.
I'm like 4 days away from like trying to open up a YouTube tutorial and doing my Joe Starr best at cutting my own hair. And by Joe Starr best, I mean it's going to be a horrible mistake that I don't forget for a long time.
I feel like you give your wife the first pass, and then if that goes horribly wrong, you just shave your head.
I don't think she wants the heat. Like,
okay.
Look, we're both in this quarantine together, you know, and you know she deserves some entertainment too. And I think she'll enjoy much more just like watching me go, what am I doing, more than actually like helping. And I owe that to her as a partner.
Spencer, you cutting your own hair?
I mean, I've gone full buzz before, so I could go back. I don't have any like moles or lumps and stuff like that, so it can be done. So I if this goes on too long, I'll go back, but I think that I will try at first to just like gently trim and see how off that looks before committing to the full buzz.
Okay.
I've been cutting my hair at home for years, so
it's your time to shine.
Nothing new to me.
I do feel like the quarantine beard is growing faster than it normally would, so that's been weird.
I had to get rid of mine. It was driving me crazy.
I was actually thinking about this the other day because I was wanting someone to cut my hair. But no, I don't. There's no one in my home I currently trust to do that. Maybe the cat.
There's an old buzz photo. There I am.
Oh,
so young, so fresh-faced.
Look at that dapper
bitch.
All right, kids.
Are you posing for a Getty stock image?
Yeah. No, I was in the Capitol Records building. I was so excited to like sit at the console. That's where they recorded something. I don't know, probably a good album.
Yeah. I just see that with like the little X watermark, and it's like young man in recording booth.
Yeah. Trying to listen with one ear.
We have one more fan question.
Perfect.
It's going to be a great one. It is Jared. Ooh, actually, I'm not going to answer this one. I'm sorry, Jared Johnson. And the reason I'm not going to answer this is because we have a video that's going to be coming up pretty soon that's going to answer this for you. Actually, no, it's not. Okay, I thought it was about Tiger King. So he says, hey, y'all, watch McMillions. I think it's getting overlooked because of Tiger King. It's really good and worth a watch. And then he says, recommend some other docu stuff. So that's where I'm going to say we have a video coming up for you that's going to recommend some other docu stuff if you've been liking Tiger King and the like. But do you guys have a quick one that you would like to recommend along the lines of McMillions?
McMillions is really good, and it's equally ridiculous. Well, no, not equally ridiculous. It's equally fascinating, but lacks the amount of country songs and sex cults that Tiger King has. And that's where it falls short, I think. If you want to watch another sort of bizarre documentary, you can rent it on Amazon. It's called The Invention of Dr. Nakamatsu. And it's about this Japanese inventor who invented the floppy disk. And so he's been set for life ever since. And he, I think he invents 5 things a day, and they're all insane. He invented a notebook that you can write on underwater, so because he likes to sit at the bottom of his pool and write down invention ideas. It's really nuts, but worth watching.
There's a documentary series, a short one on HBO called I Love You Now Die. It is really not, it's grim. So I'll warn you about that. So do not watch it if you are in the mood to have something light to watch, which I almost exclusively am. These days. These days I'm almost exclusively into light things to watch and comedies. But it is really, really fascinating if you do get a chance. There's also the Theranos doc, which everybody's already seen, I assume.
Where's that Love You Now Die? Where's that
HBO.
Okay, cool.
I will just complain for a moment about McMillions. I think we're suffering from documentary inflation right now, where things that should take 2 hours to tell a story are taking like 6 episodes, as in the case of McMillions. I get it. I'm not that interested in police procedure and like how they built the case. Like this is definitely a story that could be told in like a mental floss article. Anyways, that's my thoughts on McMillions, but I will recommend, I think I've recommended this on like movies you probably missed that should watch, but it's one of my favorite films, documentaries, social experiments of all time. It's called Kumare, and it's about an Indian American guy who's like, all these guys are just like pretend to be yoga gurus and like getting all these followers. I'm gonna just do that, like make a character kind of like Borat and kind of like rip on these people. And he does it, and then they actually start following him, and then he gets enmeshed in their lives and starts actually helping them. And then he has to come clean that the whole thing has been a ruse. It's one of the most like compelling documentaries and interesting social experiments you'll ever see.
That sounds amazing.
It's great. I love it.
Dan, do you have one that you've really liked?
I mean, I'm trying to think. Mine are all basic, like The Staircase, which it's hilarious how we get obsessed with these things for like 2 to 3 weeks at a time and then forget about them. Like Tiger King will be in a month. But The Staircase is really good. I remember being very obsessed with it and the many iterations of it. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm very few and far between. So I'll binge something very voraciously and then not anything for a while. But The Staircase is one that has stuck with me. It's like, whoa, that's pretty crazy. And then like documentary films, Joe, you'll probably know more about this because it's in the comedy world. I just remember seeing it like maybe 13, 15 years ago. This documentary called Windy City Heat.
Oh, so good.
Basically there's this comedian in LA who is kind of known around the comedy world, and they essentially convince him that he's gotten the lead role in this cop movie called Windy City Heat. And the entire movie is an elaborate series of pranks where like for a scene in the movie they keep asking him to do progressively more ridiculous things. And I remember it's been many years since I've seen it, but I remember being very funny.
Yeah, it's worth watching.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for chiming in with your thoughts. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for doing another fun show with us. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. We love you. Have a beautiful weekend. Be safe. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Make sure to do little things that bring you joy every single day. I can't emphasize enough how important I actually really do think that is in these times. And with that, on Monday, we have a really, really fun new format for you guys. And I'm sorry, I'm calling it formats. Do I deserve another punishment for that? Probably.
They're called flicks, Roth.
Thank you. Forgive me. Well, what would Screen Junkies do? We just call them junks? We have a new junk. We have a new junk for your trunk on Monday. Joe Starr is frozen in the best joke.
I thought he was just bored.
Just leave.
Oh, I thought he was just hanging there.
That is the exact Joe Starr moment that we needed.
It's like a headshot. Wow,
perfect.
That's incredible.
That is incredibly perfect. He just slips right into the movie. With that, we will see you. Spencer, do you want to tease it a little bit for Monday? What they're going to see?
I generally don't know what is going to air on Monday.
The Black Widow one.
Oh, okay, yeah. Black Widow's moved. It would be coming out, right about now. But what can you, the viewer, do to fill the hole left in your bodysuit by Black Widow? We will tell you on Monday.
Phrasing, but yeah, it's going to be great. Watch it Monday. Bye.